What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Well, welcome if it's your first time here. Well, guys, have you noticed that since the war broke out between Hamas and Israel, that us here in the United States, we're looking over there, and we completely stopped talking about, it seems, about the horrible national debt of $33+ trillion. We've stopped talking about the completely porous, open southern border. We've stopped talking about the war between Russia and Ukraine and all the funding going to Ukraine and all the weapons going to Ukraine. We've even pretty much stopped talking about the possibility of China invading Taiwan. We've stopped talking about a lot of things. It's like we were looking over here at all this, then all of a sudden we're over here looking at this, while this is still going on over here. But the border, in my opinion, is one of the biggest threats right now to the United States, the open border, and our huge and growing rapidly national debt. Tucker Carlson here on Zero Hedge, and this is from today, Friday, October 13th at 1 p.m., so it's a pretty new article. Tucker Carlson talks illegal immigration, country changing faster than ever, but not through democratic means. That's the whole purpose of having the border wide open, the southern border wide open, allowing everyone to come in. Tucker Carlson dived into the third rail topic of illegal immigration and the growing crisis at America's southern border that an increasing number of Democrat governors and mayors are now recognizing as unsustainable. They were all like, come on in, come to our sanctuary city, and now they're saying, no, we can't handle no more. They don't want it now. They want to put forth the illusion of being inclusive and all this crap they come up with. But when it comes right to their doorstep, they realize, we can't deal with this. But they keep coming. They keep coming because at the federal level, they're saying, come on. They don't care what the governors and the mayors say. Because the whole purpose at the federal level is to have the chaos and everything that comes with the open border. Emphasizing its significant impact on the fundamental nature of nations, Carlson expressed concern that the character and success of a nation inadvertently shaped by its population and that unchecked demographic shifts can lead to chaos. No shit, Tucker Carlson. And we're going to see that. We're seeing that now. It's going to get much, much worse because they're still coming. He warns that U.S. leadership, we have leadership. Oh, Tucker. He warns that U.S. leadership is turning a blind eye to these dramatic changes driven by mass immigration, underscoring his point by stating, the result is a country, our country, that is changing faster than ever has, but not through democratic means, meaning they're changing the country, transforming the country, and that's the purpose. That's why the border's wide open. That's why they refuse to shut that border down, because that is the purpose, to change the country to something that does resemble, freedom and democracy. These figures have surpassed all previous records, with daily apprehensions reaching an astonishing 14,000 individuals. And they apprehend and send them right on through, majority of them. So give them the paperwork, give them their court date, and send them right on through and put them on the welfare system. It's the cloud and pivot strategy. I talked about that before on this channel. This mass migration crisis of the last 36 months broke every record in the national history books already, and it's going to get worse, unfortunately, because they're not going to stop it. And the only way to stop it at this point is completely close off the border with the military. And our military is spread all over the world, so as the conversation progressed, the topic shifted to how these demographic changes are transforming places like Texas, with challenges to public order and shifts in political balances. And that's the whole purpose. Even more worrisome, Beeman warns, of national security issues. We've had a record-breaking number of immigrants apprehended who are on the FBI's terrorism watch list. And if they do catch them and send them back, they will just come right back around full circle and get back in another way. Over here, this is from, you can't see this whole thing because my computer is a widescreen. But anyway, this is from Joe Scalson's newsletter. The real illegal immigration numbers don't lie. Despite recent attempts by Homeland Security Chief Mayorkas to placate critics by building a few miles of token wall, the Biden administration has no intention of stemming the flow of illegals released on their own reconnaissance in this country. The Heritage Foundation presents the real numbers of illegal entries that, as of now, these policies have created. Can't see. I'm going to get some glasses. But this here says there's been 3 million people, more or less, were encountered by U.S. Customs and Border Protection, which include the Border Patrol illegally entering the U.S. in the year 2023, which ended September the 30th. So that's over 3 million people that the estimate has pretty much just came around through the border. And that's not counting the ones that has snuck across, has been processed through. So in my opinion, we have what's going on right now in Israel with the mosque and possible war could break out there with Iran. I don't think that Iran will get involved unless Israel attacks Iran first, or the United States attacks Iran first, or there's a false flag that says that it was Iran that did this, that, or something else that attacked first, because they want to have the moral justification to actually attack Iran. And that's part of the process. Israel's been trying to bait Iran to attack for a long time because they want to destroy Iran, because Iran's military is getting stronger and stronger, and they're working closer to getting nuclear weapons. So Israel wants to get rid of the threat of Iran, and so is the United States, in my opinion. But these governments are so corrupt, and the media is so corrupt and relied to constantly, it's difficult to figure out what in the crap is going on at any given time, because we really don't know. All we see is what the politicians say, and what the talking heads in the media say, and we try to figure out what's the truth. And it's very difficult to find that truth in amongst all the lies, unfortunately. But I think this is a big deal still, because I know it could spread out. This war could definitely spread out into World War III. However, right now, I think our biggest threat is the open southern border, because that goes in with, World War III, because if something does break out there, no doubt we have sleeper cells here that are going to attack inside the United States. And not only that, it's just the cloud and pivot strategy. Overburden the system, crash the system, put everyone into poverty, and then step in and offer the solution, which is socialism and then communism. It's all part of the plan to completely change America. And they've come out and said this. Joe Biden actually come out and said that they want to make, I forget the exact terms he used, the exact wording he used, and this was still when he had half of a right mind left. He came out and said that they were going to change the demographics of the United States, and white people was going to be a minority, and he said that's going to be a good thing. Now, I just don't make this a race issue, because there's good people with every skin color, good black people, good Latinos, there's good white people, there's good Asian people. However, there's also bad people. And if you have everything coming over and it's unchecked, and you don't know who's who, and it's just going to crash the system. It's going to cause all kinds of problems. And I think that is one of the biggest threats we face right now, is the open border and everything that comes with that, because that affects the economy, that affects the country overall. That affects pretty much everything in the country, including the crime rate, the economy, the demographics. I mean, it affects everything. That's a big threat, in my opinion. Another big threat is obviously the economy. We have right now over $33 trillion in national debt, officially. And it's actually much, much higher than that. And no doubt, they're going to keep funding Ukraine. They're going to start doing the same thing with Israel, more than likely, right now. If this war keeps going on, especially if it spreads out, and we could be in, that in Ukraine, have our hands in that, the United States government and the deep state, and Israel, and that whole region in the Middle East. China could, go into Taiwan and be spread out everywhere, and there'd be more money printing, more currency printing, meaning more inflation, less goods coming in from China here in the United States, any goods coming into the United States through sanctions and things like that, because they're in active war. Or if China just invades Taiwan, the United States, no doubt, and if they don't get involved militarily, they will levy sanctions against China. And what does that mean? We get nothing over here from China. And people will say, well, that's good, we don't need China junk. No way. Everything that comes over here, everything we have pretty much is made in China, unfortunately. And I don't like it, but it's just the facts of the matter. Most things are made in China that's shipped over here. If you look at Walmart, if you look at any department store, if you look at any online store, Amazon, for example, pretty much everything comes from China or at least the parts that put things together came from China, or the microchips came from Taiwan. In the computer here, this microphone, this camera, this cell phone, everything's got microchips in that, and they all came, 90% of those anyway, came from Taiwan, and those would all be cut out. So we'd sanction our own self, and it would be a big mess is what it would be. And, people don't realize how vulnerable that we actually are to all this. But, like I said, I think the biggest threat we face right now is the open border, it's the open southern border, and the economy, and a corrupt government, corrupt media. Anyway, just think in the comments below, do you agree? Do you think these are the biggest threats we face right now? The open border, the economy, corrupt government, a corrupt mainstream media? Or do you think that it's war in the Middle East? What do you think is your biggest threat right now? If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Thanks for watching. And to create more matter, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.